What if I told you that the man who started the largest pizza company in the world started with just $15 in his pockets? You can agree with me that Domino's Pizza is one of the best out there. It tastes so good that your taste buds get satisfied with every bite. But this pizza company, which has become a household name for pizza with 17,000 stores in over 90 countries, started in one of the most amazing ways. It started with one man who dared to dream even when he had nothing. So the big question is, who is this man? Join us as we tell the story of who this man is and how he molded his business from scratch. But be sure to stick to the very end where we reveal how the company he built has turned into a billion-dollar empire. Without further ado, let's begin. Chapter 1. About the Homeless Man. The name of this man is Thomas Stephen Monaghan, and this is his story. Tom Monaghan was born on the 25th of March 1937 in Ann Arbor, Michigan. He grew up in Michigan, but at the age of 4, the Monaghan family faced their first major challenge in life. Tom's dad died on Christmas Eve. His death left the family with not only a mournful Christmas, but also a hard life ahead. With Mr. Monaghan passing, the Monaghans were left to fend for themselves. They struggled for a couple of months before Tom's mother could no longer afford to take care of Tom and his brother, James. She decided the only way out was to put them in a foster home while she completed nursing school. Tom and his brothers were then taken to a foster home run by Catholic nuns. You need to understand that Tom was still very young at the time, yet the frustrations he felt was very genuine. He was so sad about the idea of leaving his mom, and he got into a fight with another foster child on his first day in foster care. 7 years later, his mother was done with nursing school and was able to provide for her boys, so she went back to carry her sons from the foster home. Then they moved to Traverse City, Michigan, where Tom started school. If Tom's story was a movie, this would be a happy ending for the Monaghan family. Sadly, it's not a movie, and Tom's story was far from happy. Things got worse. Tom got into a Catholic high school where he met a priest, Father Russell Paisno. The priest was very mean to Tom. Despite being aware of how Tom and his family were struggling to feed, he overworked Tom, day and night for just 35 cents an hour. It was so hard for Tom that he decided to change schools. His new school was filled with that typical high school drama of the famous kids and the rejected nerds. But in Tom's case, he wasn't the famous kid or the nerd. He was just that little poor boy who wore worn-out tops and dusty shoes to school. He decided to get a part-time job on the side to fund himself without relying on his mom. This obviously made his mother angry. The more he worked, the further their bond grew apart. One day, he was fed up with the way he was living, so he decided to chase his lifelong dream to become a priest. He got into the seminary successfully, but once again, Tom failed to achieve anything there. He got expelled a year later for not complying with the rules of the cemetery. With nothing else to look forward to, he went back to high school. In 1955, he graduated 44th in a class of 44 students. In the yearbook for his graduation, he wrote, "The harder I try to be good, the worse I get. But I may do something sensational yet." And that was it. That was when Tom Monaghan's story started to change for the better. After high school, he wanted to study architecture at the University of Michigan, but couldn't because of his very poor high school grades and funding. From there, he joined the Marine Corps. While carrying out his service, he started reading inspirational books that not only made him dream big, but also gave him an entrepreneurial mindset. After serving for 3 years in the Marines, he had saved up $2,000. Tom was motivated and wanted to kick off his entrepreneurship career by rightfully investing his $2,000. However, he ended up investing it in the wrong hands. He invested in a Ponzi scheme and ended up losing almost the entire money. Out of $2,000, he was left with only $15. Words can't describe how frustrated Tom was with his life. He decided to go back to his hometown and stay with his brother. To be honest with you all, Tom's decision to go back to his hometown was the best decision he ever made. But hey, the best decision you can make right now is by scrolling down and subscribing to our channel. Also, make sure you tap that bell icon so you don't miss any of our sizzling videos once they come out. Come on, people, go subscribe and right now. Chapter 2. How he founded Domino's. Tom got back to Ann Arbor and moved in with his brother James. In 1960, James heard of a local store selling at a cheap price. He asked Tom if he was interested in partnering, and Tom said yes. The store was called Dominick's in Yespeland near Eastern Michigan University. They borrowed $500 to secure the sale and borrowed an additional $900 to buy the business fully. There's nothing more dangerous than a man with nothing to lose. In this case, that man was Tom. Tom had screwed up every other thing in his life, but he wasn't ready to screw this business up. 8 months into the business, James was tired of shuffling between Dominick's and his mailman job. He then decided to trade the old Beetle they used for delivery for James's share of the business. However, the business was losing money. It wasn't even growing. Tom was making little money and couldn't even afford to pay rent anymore. He became homeless and started living in the store. Shortly after, he coined the secret formula that made him a billionaire. He restructured the size and the menu for his pizzas. He also started making free deliveries within 30 minutes, the first pizza business to do so. That was the changing moment of his business. In 1965, he bought 2 more stores and changed the name of all 3 pizzerias to Dominos Pizza. Chapter 3: Success of Dominos Pizza. Tom Monaghan studied the demography of his highest-paying customers and decided to open up more stores close to them. In 1967, he finally netted a whopping amount of money since starting the company. He made $50,000. Looking back at where he came from, Tom was happy with his life. He finally turned his fortune around, and he wasn't even ready to stop there. He made a decision to open at least 1 store every week. In 10 months, he had opened 32 stores across Michigan, and in 1989, Domino's Pizza had about 300 stores nationwide. Tom Monaghan was finally living his dream life. He was making so much money, he bought his favorite baseball club. Can you believe that? This guy bought the Detroit Tigers baseball club for $35 million. The good part was the Tigers won the World Series the next year, so maybe it was a good investment. In 1989, Domino's Pizza had more than 4,000 stores in the US and over 1,000 in other countries. However, Tom is a very unpredictable man. In 1990, he took the bold step of stepping down as the president of the company in a bid to focus more on his Catholic duties to the less privileged. It was a big move, but it didn't stop there. In 1998, he sold 93% of his shares with Domino's to a Massachusetts firm, Bain Capital. Bain Capital bought the shares for a staggering $1 billion. Bain Capital continued the great work of Tom Monaghan by expanding the company over and beyond. They now have over 19,000 stores in more than 90 countries and are regarded as the largest pizza company in the world and second biggest pizza chain. As for Thomas Monaghan, he decided most of the money he made from the sale of Domino's to building Catholic churches, schools, and foundations in countries like Nicaragua. Thomas Monaghan will always be known as the man who built a company from nothing, a company now worth $14.54 billion. What a legacy!